I'd like to welcome everybody here, especially Professor Lorenzo Nonga, the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Eunice Bollen, Deputy Vice-Chancellor, Professor Beatrix Lekay, Dean of Engineering and Built Environment, Professor Fembarayi Takawai, Head School of Electrical and Information Engineering. Also like to welcome all of the school's members of staff, members of the SAIEE Council, and also the members of the Institute. And last but not least, welcome to all present. It's now my pleasure to introduce the speaker for this annual Bernard Price Memorial Lecture, the 61st. Just before I do that, one of our past presidents, Mr. Pierre Belote, says it's 50 years since he attended his first Bernard Price today. So that's quite a milestone. Well done, Pierre. Now I'd like to introduce Dr. Nick Freitas. You do have a handout which has Nick's full CV in it. And so briefly, Nick did his basic engineering degree in the University of Athens. And then he moved to Scotland, to Glasgow, to the University of Strathclyde, where he did his master's degree as well as his PhD. The PhD was in power systems engineering, and he's also an energy economist who now lives and works in the UK for a firm called Mott MacDonald, I'm sure most of us know of. And here I'd like to thank Mott MacDonald for allowing Nick the time to address not only this lecture, but lectures around the country at our various centres. Nick has two sons. His wife is also from Greece, and they live, well, he works in Bristol, and he lives just south of London.
In Brighton, we work.
Brighton, sorry, not Bristol. It's now my pleasure to introduce Nick, and I hope you enjoy the lecture. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Mr. Vice-Chancellor, ladies and gentlemen, it's my great honor and pleasure to address you tonight on the occasion of the 61st Bernard Price Memorial Lecture. Myself, I have a small link with Bernard Price in that we have worked in the same firm. Of course, I have arrived at Merchant McClellan as a graduate engineer, full 77 years after he departed. But little I knew when I was looking at the archives and the records of that company, that one day I will be in South Africa addressing a lecture in the memory of Bernard Price. And of course, this year we have also the 75th anniversary of Merchant McClellan's presence in Africa, and also the 90th anniversary, from what I understand, of the establishment of this excellent academic institution, the Wits University. Another link is that my current employer, you heard that it is Mott MacDonald, who has now merged with Merchant McClellan. The power division for which I work is the global headquarters are based in Brighton, which is a city which perhaps holds the record of being the city with the oldest continuous public supply of electricity. The first street lighting was established in 1882, but this record maybe is only just beating the record of Kimberley, because I understand that also Kimberley in 1882, the same year, had street lighting. So my presentation tonight is about, a main focus is about the impact to the system operation with regards of high level of penetration of renewable, unpredictable energy. Some of the concepts and ideas I will present have already been implemented in Europe, where the levels of renewable penetration are already quite high. Some others are concepts and trends that they will lead us to the position where the power system can absorb and manage very high levels of renewable generation. So I mainly will convey to you the experience we have from Europe, where, of course, I'm based and work. But my presentation also carries a message of optimism, particularly for our students and younger colleagues in electrical engineering, because the future certainly is going to be interesting, with a lot of challenges, as we are standing at the edge of a paradigm shift for how power systems are planned and operated, a paradigm that was lasted for more than 80, 90 years now, but is about to experience a dramatic revolution. So to set the scene, and I'm not going to go to the politics and the statistics of climate change, but even for people who doubt all this, numbers don't add up. There is definitely a need to break the absolute dependency on finite resources of fossil fuels and be able to reduce our emissions. Population quadruples every 100 years. There is the issue of the part of humanity that doesn't enjoy so much energy-intensive usage to catch up. 2 more, of course, billion people will be added until 2050. It is already predicted that between 2008 and 2030, there will be an increase of total primary energy consumption of humanity by 55%. So the term that has been coined is decarbonization. We need to decarbonize our energy systems and reduce emissions and the dependency on fossil fuels. And I've been told that it is a good presentation policy to usually, at the beginning, open with a big statement that catches the audience.